Permian Ocean, 270 million years ago, open water, something massive moving through the dark. A cephalopod, drifting unaware. Then the water splits and something closes around it with mechanical precision. Not a bite, a slice. Clean, fast, final. The creature responsible has no teeth you'd recognize, just a spiral of blades where a jaw should be. How does an animal evolve a circular saw for a mouth? And why does it work so well it dominates an ocean for 20 million years? This was no ordinary shark. Helicoprion belonged to a lineage that split from true sharks before the first dinosaur ever walked the land. Its skeleton was pure cartilage, flexible yet formidable, and its anatomy followed rules stranger than fiction. Instead of jaws, hinged like a great white, Helicoprion's mouth was anchored by an autodiastolic suspension. Two separate cartilages, each connecting independently to the skull, a design found today only in chimeras, the so-called ghost sharks of the deep. The hyomandibula, a bone that in most sharks braces the jaw, was reduced to a vestige, leaving the massive lower arch to bear the load alone. Along this arch, a spiraled root of cartilage cradled the infamous tooth whorl, a structure never seen before or since. The body that powered this mechanism was not bulky or barrel-shaped, but a flattened ribbon, laterally compressed, built for speed and sudden bursts. Recent reconstructions, using the preserved vertebral column of the Idaho specimen, reveal an animal that stretched well over 6 meters, longer than a modern orca, yet far slimmer, a blade of muscle and cartilage slicing through the Permian seas. In 1886, a prospector in Western Australia unearthed a fossil so bizarre it defied classification, a tightly coiled spiral of teeth, stone gray and razor-edged, with no sign of the creature it once armed. The specimen was shelved, its purpose a riddle. 13 years later, Russian paleontologist Alexander Karpinsky gave the whorl a name, Helicoprion. But the mystery only deepened. Lacking bones, jaws, or any familiar anchor, early researchers could only guess where this spiral belonged. Some pictured it jutting from the back as a dorsal spine, a serrated banner waving above the animal. Others imagined it spinning from the tail, a weaponized propeller. A few even proposed it as a decorative flourish, a prehistoric ornament with no bite. For decades, every new whorl that surfaced, Idaho, Kazakhstan, Australia, added evidence but no answers. The whorl's true position remained locked away, a cold case in the fossil record, waiting for technology that didn't yet exist. The turning point arrived in a locked archive drawer at the Idaho Museum of Natural History. Specimen IMNH 37899. The most complete helicoprion jaw ever found. Not just a spiral of teeth, but cartilage, vertebrae, and the faint imprint of a jaw slot, evidence frozen in stone. In 2013, a team led by Leif Tapanila prepared the fossil for its most revealing examination yet. They placed it inside a Zeiss X-Radia micro-CT scanner, slicing the ancient jaw into digital cross-sections just 30 microns thick, thinner than a human hair. Each scan revealed new details. The spiral root cradled by cartilage, a groove perfectly shaped to nestle the whorl, and, crucially, articulation surfaces linking the whorl directly to the lower jaw. Over 130 teeth spiraled upward from a single anchor point, their bases locked in place by a slot that could only have belonged to the mandible. The vertebral column, preserved in articulation, showed the whorl's position in line with the animal's midline, not the dorsal or tail regions. The digital model left no room for doubt. This was not a dorsal spine, not a tail propeller, but a precision cutting tool embedded deep in the lower jaw. The mystery of placement, unsolved for over a century, was finally closed by the cold, clinical certainty of voxel data. The mechanics of Helicoprion's jaw were nothing short of radical engineering. At the heart of its bite stood the tooth whorl, a spiral blade not just for show, but a living machine tuned for speed and efficiency. Finite element analysis of the Idaho specimen's 3 DCT scans revealed a system built for slicing, not crushing. With a maximum gape of just 15 centimeters, the jaw opened wide enough to accommodate prey, but not so wide as to waste force. Each bite brought the whorl's serrated edge into perfect alignment with the upper jaw's smooth cartilage, producing a low-force, high-speed cut that could shear through soft-bodied animals in a single motion. Species differences sharpened this evolutionary tool. H. bessonoi's whorl was tightly coiled, its teeth packed for rapid, repeated slices, a design for smaller, agile targets. H. davisii, by contrast, wielded a broader, looser spiral, granting a longer lever arm and a slower, more forceful stroke. Yet in both forms, the whorl's geometry dictated the rules. The animal could not overextend its jaw without losing the mechanical advantage. This was not a brute force predator, it was a precision cutter, its entire body and feeding strategy shaped around the physics of the spiral. In the Permian seas, the difference between a meal and starvation was measured in millimeters of gape and fractions of a second, and Helicoprion's saw blade jaw was the answer. Permian seas teemed with life, but not all prey were armored or slow. Soft-bodied cephalopods, ammonoids, nautiloids, and squid-like forms multiplied in vast numbers, filling the water column with a living buffet. Helicoprion's saw blade jaw was tailored for this moment. Tooth whorls rarely show heavy abrasion, a silent record of flesh, not shell, passing over their edges. Each strike was a surgical slice, the spiral edge shearing through gelatinous bodies with minimal resistance. In this world, brute force was wasted energy. Precision and speed meant survival. The abundance of cephalopods fed a predator that could strike, cut, and swallow before its prey even sensed danger. For millions of years, the circular saw found its perfect match, an ecological partnership between predator and prey, written in the wear patterns of ancient teeth and the fossilized shadows of vanished oceans. Fossil whorls of Helicoprion surface across the globe, from Idaho's phosphate beds to the Permian limestones of Kazakhstan and Western Australia, proof that this saw-jawed hunter once prowled nearly every corner of Panthalassa. For over 40 million years, Helicoprion thrived, its spiral teeth leaving a trail through the Ciceralian and Guadalupian ages. But the very trait that made Helicoprion so efficient, its extreme specialization for slicing soft-bodied prey, became a trap. When the end Permian crisis swept through, collapsing cephalopod populations and poisoning the seas, Helicoprion's narrow advantage turned fatal. The fossil record cuts off abruptly, the whorls vanishing from Triassic strata. In the end, the circular saw that ruled the ancient oceans was undone by the cost of perfection. Evolution rewards precision until the world changes. Helicoprion's perfect saw became its undoing. Today, nature still gambles on specialization. What thrives in one age vanishes in the next. Thanks for watching.